Hey, what's up, y'all? Hope everybody's doing well. So today, I got a dope story to share with y'all. So welcome to Story Time with your favorite author, Shawn. So, back in 2011, I was still a student at Eagle Academy for Young Men, right? I was selected by the now Chancellor of the Board of Education, David Banks, to be a part of a panel discussion on Black History Month over at Macy's on 34th Street. So I looked at it as an honor and a privilege to do it at the time. I'm a senior. I'm like, oh shit, okay. And so I get there. It's me, David Banks Sr., a woman from the Urban League. I forgot what position she held exactly. And Dennis Walcott. He was Michael Bloomberg's right-hand man. So long story short, when he gets up there, the panel is going on. Dennis Walcott talks about, we talk about Black history, and how to get the youth, more engaged in it and learning it and everything. And what he was saying was, he said something to the effect of, well, black kids, young black people, need to know their history the same way they know rap lyrics on the radio and every song on the radio, which I just rolled my eyes at. And I took it personal because I'm like, I'm the only young person in the room. I'm not only on the panel, but in the room. Everybody else was in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and up. It wasn't young people there. And so we took a brief intermission after that. Then when we got back on the panel, I picked up the mic and I do what I do best. Friends, family, comments, you already know me. I speak my mind. And it always has consequences. But it is what it is. So I get up there, and before anybody has anything to say, I start and I say, hey, Mr. Walcott, I have a question. How do you expect young black people to value black history and the education of black history, I should say, more importantly, when you have a woman that doesn't look like us, doesn't come from where we come from, doesn't know our struggle, doesn't know our history, and yet she's allowed to run the Board of Ed. Now, the woman I'm referencing is a white woman by the name of Kathy Black, who, if you're old enough to remember or just Google search her, she was a woman that had no prior experience. And when I mean no prior experience, I'm not capping. I mean none. This woman was never a substitute teacher, a nurse, assistant principal. Hell, she never mopped the floor in the fucking school. So yeah, but yet, white privilege, you gotta love it, right? She was only known for running a magazine, yet she was given the position by Bloomberg, the only 3-time mayor that I know of, of any city. She was given the position of Chancellor of the Board of Education by him. And it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, especially a lot of us in the black community. I know it rubbed me the wrong way. So when I said that, David Banks is in the crowd. He's like, oh my, he looking like he saw a ghost and shit. He's like, yo, cut the mic. He's saying that in the crowd, and people were just shocked. A lot of people was like, oh my God. They was like, oh shit. They wasn't expecting me to say that, And, he had nothing. Walcott had nothing to say, really. He didn't have a response to that. After that panel, a lot of people shook my hands after that and everything, and I think it was like what, a winter break we had. So 2 weeks after that, I go back to school, bump into my principal, Jonathan Foy, and my counselor at the time, Mr. Ruff. They had me in the office and they asked me how the panel went. I said, "Oh, it went well," and everything. It went well. And it was like, "I heard it went well, but you went kind of hard at Dennis Walcott." I was like, I mean, you guys tell us to be, independent thinkers, and we're taught to stand up for what's right. That's usually the cliche shit that adults teach kids, especially young black kids, right? Until they actually do it. And it conflicts with their own personal interests, right? So, Ruff was like, "Yo, we're trying to get funding for the school, man." I'm like, damn, I didn't know that was that important, that I couldn't speak my mind at a panel, and everything. So not too long after that, Kathy Black gets fired. Surprise, surprise. I bought a newspaper before I go into school, and I show it to Foy, the principal at the time, and I said, "Yo, do you think I still made a bad decision by speaking about her, and everything?" And I was petty then, I'm petty now. I'm an Aries, I'm petty by nature, so I just had to go ahead and show that and share that with him. And then this definitely started the contentious, in a nice way putting it, relationship between me and Eagle Academy, because as a result of that, when I went ahead and tried to get the 100 Black Men scholarship and everything, of course they curbed my low-class fat black ass. They wasn't giving me no fucking scholarship. They brought up my grades from the previous year or the year before that, when I had a 75 in global studies and shit. And I'm like, what does my grades from 2 years ago have to do with this year, when I'm getting A's, B's, getting 80s and 90s in all my classes in my senior year? And you're curving me because of my grades from 2 years ago, when I was dealing with some family issues. I'm like, okay, and this led to a lot of different issues, It also led to an issue when I tried to get my book implemented into their curriculum, in 2012. But I'm going to speak about that in the second video. So for now, I hope y'all digest this information I just dropped on y'all. And I got another story to tell for y'all soon. Peace.